Oh, hello everyone. Can I ask you a question? Come closer. Come here. Can you spare any Bluey, please? Wait, don't go. I'm sorry. It's just, I've been suffering through Bluey withdrawal. It's been a long time since Cricket was released, and the lack of new Bluey has driven me a little mad.
Coconuts of water in them. I'm not interested in that.
I'm not marrying him. He stinks. Good beans.
Ooh, Bluey's gonna marry McKay.
Is it too late to bend over? Oh, how I yearn for more Bluey. Even if it was only a short. I just miss those lovable square dogs from Brisbane. Huh? Could it be? More Bluey? Hallelujah! That's right. 10 months after the release of Cricket, Ludo has finally graced us with not one, but two new episodes of Bluey. First being Ghost Basket, followed by The Sign, a 28-minute special. That's the length of 4 Bluey episodes back to back. A lot of anticipation was built upon this episode, dating back to the COVID pandemic. We were given a small teaser from a behind-the-scenes video over 3 years ago. So, needless to say, the Bluey team has dedicated a lot of time to this episode. Not to mention that they released it simultaneously with other countries, instead of the usual painful wait for Ludo to distribute worldwide. While there was much excitement, the hype also drove the internet insane. Teases and leaks across the internet kept fans itching for answers. Not to mention articles of some of the original showrunners and animators stating their departure from the show after season 3. So, no matter if this is the conclusion or not, this episode is going to feel like the end of an era. And did it deliver? Well, there's only one way to find out. So, after months and months of waiting for new episodes, what wholesome hilarity does Ghost Basket offer?
Thank you, young man.
No worries. But look, I can't do this every time.
Oh, I'm gonna cry, aren't I?
Yes.
Well, let's see what years of build-up has led up to. Grab your popcorn and your tissues, everyone. This is The Sign. It starts with the Healer family doing their usual healer antics. But it has to be cut short as a couple is interested in buying the house. They must have seen it from the traffic signal box, which is a neat little Easter egg to the real box they painted over in Brisbane. But it does make you think, are the Healer kids celebrities in their world? Are we watching a show within a show? Or did the family commit graffiti and they're moving away to evade prosecution? I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're gonna love this place.
There he is! You're gonna pay for ruining Bandit's future in the arts! I'm getting ahead of myself again.
Oh, it doesn't have a pool?
Oh, no, you won't need one. Queensland summers aren't that hot.
Well, there is a fish pond. Or, I thought there was. The family goes for a drive, and we can see that they're clearly saddened about this move. Which, I gotta admit, 1 minute in and they're already plucking at the heartstrings. The concept of moving can be very disheartening, no matter the distance. A home is like a scrapbook, and the longer you stay, the bigger it gets. We treasure the moments that are contained under a roof, both as a child and an adult. We can see that both Bandit and Chili are also saddened about this, despite Bandit's promise that they'll have a better life.
But this job pays a lot more money, which means we can give you kids a better life.
Also, change can be a very scary experience, especially for a kid. The world they experience is all they see, from the places they go, the people they meet, even the food they eat. Throwing them into a new environment can be off-putting, even traumatizing. As we cut to Calypso's school, Bluey tells everyone that she's moving and worries that this'll change her life for the worse. Calypso then reads a story detailing a farmer who experiences both bad and good luck, but always says the same phrase,
"We'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see."
Which leaves Bluey and the other kids confused. While this may be confusing to kids at first, it's a simple and nice way to tell them that the future can be uncertain, but to not lose hope. Life is full of ups and downs, and things don't last forever, but Calypso, as well as the writers, are telling kids that it's okay and just a part of life.
Come here. Everything will work out the way it's supposed to, Bluey.
But of course, with Bluey being Bluey, she thinks that this means the house won't be bought. For about 5 seconds.
Good news. They want to buy the house.
What?
Bucky, what did I tell you about ruining the healer's future?
Mum, please tell Dad not to make us move.
Oh, Chili.
You know this situation is serious when even Chili can't stand up for Bluey. Ah! Don't scare me like that! The next day, the family is preparing for the big wedding between Radley and Frisky. It's so wholesome seeing them go from being strangers and double babysitter to now getting married, especially seeing Frisky being in a successful relationship. Until Stripe had to open his big mouth.
Well, you won't be here much longer either, Frisk.
What?
You're moving out west with Rad after the wedding, aren't you?
No? Why would he tell you that?
Oh, well...
Well, what did you expect? They are brothers. Rad wouldn't tell a complete stranger. Okay, maybe he would. Still sad about the house being for sale, Muffin gives Bluey the idea of removing the for sale sign.
That sign means the house is for selling. So if you get rid of it, then the house won't be for selling anymore.
Clearly Muffin hasn't checked the domain.au listing, but bless her little heart for wanting to be helpful and thinking of an adorable idea. The girls try to remove the sign, and Frisky steps in to help, albeit for a different reason.
It's a bit of an eyesore.
But Rad calls back, and Frisky becomes not so frisky.
She's so nice.
Don't tell me how to feel.
Whoa.
Come on, why must it always be Jeremy? And I thought Bandit was the most tortured character.
Poor Jeremy.
It is interesting that Frisky has such an extreme reaction to this. I mean, I understand that not being told about a big life-changing decision can be infuriating, but she goes as far as stating that the wedding is off and driving away. Maybe this could be a bit of her past relationship coming back up. We know that things between her and Bosco didn't go so well. Maybe she's getting a feeling that her and Rad will be the same, even though this contradicts with what was learned in that episode.
Look, you just had a bad one, kid. This one will be different.
We promise.
After that shocking turn of events, Chili and the girls are off to get her back. But, uh-oh, there's no more seats in the back of the car.
This is the worst day of all my life.
To whoever made that infamous tweet about emotional Bluey fans, thanks for the shout out. And get a life, please. Though this moment of bad luck soon turns around, as Bluey is given the greatest gift of all, the passenger seat.
What?
5.5 years and 152 episodes have led to this very moment. Nothing can go wrong at this.
Police!
Oh, I don't need this.
Ooh, what's gonna happen next? I remember the trailers were really hyping this up, so I can't wait to see what'll happen.
Are you over 4 years old?
Yes.
And you're all good?
And you got the ball!
Oh. What a cop-out! Actually, he does tell the girls about Frisky's current location, at a juice shop, but they barely miss her. Aw man, first we miss a trip to the dog pound, now we miss the wedding of the century. Well, at least Bluey's rich now. Hey, remember the story Calypso read? Anyway, Rad calls Chili and makes a confession.
Hey, is Frisky with you?
She ran away.
Bingo.
Oh, man.
Is it because you're making her move away from her city?
Probably.
Why didn't you talk to her sooner?
Because clearly I'm not very good at this stuff, Chili.
Unfortunately, the juice gets loose, and Chili, whoa, hey, put a censor bar over that. Jeez, do you know your fan base, Bluey? The internet's gonna have a field day with that image. Fortunately, this mess stalls them enough to spot Frisky, and they're off to get her. Finally, the wedding will be saved and the house won't be—
And Chili, I need the toilet.
Damn it, Socks!
They make a quick bathroom break, Muffin releases some stress, and even the butterfly from Slide makes a cameo. You could say this episode is like one big butterfly effect. But that would be silly. Anyway, they get back on the road and— No, it doesn't end here. They pull off and let the butterfly out, but Chili sees and follows the butterfly up to an exit sign, realizing where Frisky is. Hey, remember that story Calypso read? What? I'm just asking.
This is the lookout. Frisky and I used to come up here as teenagers to, think.
Think about what? Boys? Gossip? Your next plans to graffiti the subways next? They find Frisky and the three have a serious talk. And here's where things start to get emotional.
Chili, are you sure you're doing the right thing?
Ugh! You think I want to move?
You said it was gonna be a big adventure.
I was just saying that to help you be brave.
What I find interesting is that this explains why Chili never gave Bluey a yes or no answer. She's trying so hard to be confident with her choice, but the negatives seem to overpower the positives. So she resorts to trying to make Bluey feel confident to make herself feel better. But, as you can tell, it doesn't work.
Of course I don't want to leave Bluey.
Well, then why are you?
Because your husband's telling you to.
No, because I think it could be good for our family.
Knowing now that Chili had a part in the decision-making process, this could explain why both her and Bandit were feeling down during Relax and Stickbird. I know Joe Brum said that there's no connection as to why they're feeling down in those episodes, but it would make sense.
But it could be bad for our family.
It could. I wish I could tell you which one it was going to be, but I don't know.
While heartbreaking, it's oddly kinda refreshing seeing Chili in this position.
What?
Hear me out. Usually, she's really on top of things and knows the right thing to do for most situations. But here, she's tasked with making probably one of the hardest decisions in her life, and she doesn't have an answer for it. It really does show the humanity behind the show and these characters. The writers don't sugarcoat things, and they also tell the audience that it's normal to feel indecisive over a big choice such as this.
I guess we'll see.
Hey, remember the story Calypso? Yeah, you already got the joke. The girls want to use the telescope, just as Radley reunites with Frisky. Fortunately, Bluey's coin gets stuck in the machine. Yes, I did say fortunately. I am happy that Bluey's coin got stuck in the machine. I am not crazy saying this out loud. Besides, the best view is right behind them, as Radley and Frisky make amends. And with that, the wedding is back on! We see some familiar faces, and... oh my god. Mort, don't stick your finger in! It's a trap!
Thank you for cleaning my toilet.
But seriously, not only is it nice to see Brandy again, but it's also extremely heartwarming to see her overcome infertility and finally have an opportunity at raising a child. The ceremony commences, somehow Golden Alfie exists, and am I the only one that finds it wholesome that Joff Bush's Bluey Sona officiates the wedding? Maybe I find it so because the music does play a big part in the show, but regardless, Busker sure gets around with these gigs. We also see that Grandpa Bob has returned. And why was he gone for the past 125 episodes?
What were you doing in India for so long, Baba?
Well, girls,
He was off trying to find himself.
While I would make the point of Bob heading to India to find himself is a little odd, the show kinda does that for me.
That's silly. Why do you need to find yourself?
I mean, I'm happy he's not dead, like what most of the internet theorized, but it seems a little weird. But hey, when you're old and retired, you do get bored easily, and at least Nana seems cool with it. Anyway, Rad and Frisky make an announcement.
No, Mum, not that.
Oh, biscuits.
Man, she really wants more babies so she can rub olive oil on their knees. But the real announcement is that they're going to stay in Brisbane. Yay, now we can get more rad adventures with Bluey and Bingo. Plus, Stripe appears to have his hands full after the wedding. By the way, clever symbolism with Socks playing with the toys reflecting what Stripe and Trixie are doing in the background. But it does leave me slightly concerned. Could they be possibly having marital issues? Or is this just typical Stripe behavior? I mean, this is one of his children.
Oh, it'll be lovely having you two close by.
yeah, it will, but what about your job?
I'll find a new one.
We see that Bandit is clearly concerned about Rad's job, but the same dilemma can be reflected onto himself. We know Bandit cares deeply for his family, which is why he's confident on getting the new job. But seeing Rad deciding to stay, sacrificing his job so he and Frisky can live happily, leaves Bandit in a state of worry and confusion. Maybe Rad is the wake-up call he needs to make a final decision. But enough psychology, it's time to dance! And let me just say, Stripe is taking home the trophy tonight. Also, whoever invited Chattermax to the party, thank you. Well, I hope you had fun with that scene, because the rest of the episode will break you. As the Healer House is officially sold.
Am I making a mistake?
Probably. But let's make it together.
Oh, I can't be crying now. Quick, add something funny.
What day is it?
Phew, thank you, Stripe. But you better get back home. I think there are some papers you need to sign. The house gets gutted, and Bingo, bless her soul, learns the hard truth.
Bingo, you know that when you sell your house, you have to move out of it, right?
What? I thought we sold it, but still lived in it.
Oh, Bingo, you're too pure for this world. So, Bluey sees Bingo trying to remove the sign herself. And Bluey tells her the story of the farmer. I'm sorry. It's just hard, especially with Bingo being my favorite character. With her being the younger and more curious of the sisters, it's just heartbreaking seeing her come to the conclusion later than the others. She was also the one that was the most positive about moving, even though she didn't fully know what it meant. Going back to how Chili wanted Bluey to be happy, It's now too late for the girls to change their minds. I can get through this. We see Bluey comforting Bingo, and oh my gosh, it's Greenie! Over at the lookout, the couple comes across a telescope. But not just any telescope.
Oh, look! Someone's put a coin in the wrong slot.
Oh, that was lucky.
They try to spot the healer house and end up spotting a different house. For sale. With a pool. Okay, we know the couple is going to change their minds, but can we have a moment to just freak out that Winton and Cornelius are moving in with the Terriers? It's so sweet seeing their new relationship work out, as well as the fact that the Terriers will have a father figure and Winton will have a mother figure. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment, but it really warms my heart. Right before this episode breaks it into a million pieces. We look through the empty house, and all we can do is reminisce all the memories that were made here. From fun games to life-changing moments, we're just left feeling a sense of hopelessness as Lazarus Drug by Calypso's voice, Megan Washington, plays out. At the same time, you also get that edge-of-your-seat feeling, begging for someone, anyone to intervene and tell them that the couple have changed their minds. Thankfully, Bucky gives Bandit a call, and without hearing a word, we can tell that plans have changed. He goes up to the sign and rips off the sold sticker. Now, life has given Bandit another chance. He can either wait for someone else to buy the house, or he can move back in. So much is at stake, yet his intentions are the same: to give his family the best life that he can give them. And he realizes that he can do it right here. He rips the sign off and throws it onto the street. Bandit has just made possibly the hardest decision of his life, sacrificing this opportunity to keep his family happy. Maybe he himself has realized that he's been happy all along. Chili tackles him to the ground and cries on his shoulder. The kids happily run back inside their house. It's like the showrunners are telling the audience that Bluey is here to stay, no matter what happens. The family sit in an empty living room and eat fish and chips together. This ending almost has a back to basics feel, while also symbolizing the end of a chapter and the start of a new one. Big choices were made, some sacrifices were made, but I think it's suffice to say that this is one adventure that the Healer family will never forget. Oh, sorry. I need to wrap this up. And that was Bluey's The Sign. Going back to my question from the beginning, did it deliver? I think all the moist tissues and dry eyes have already answered that question. Yes. What a thrill this episode was. While it's quite a feat to achieve such great storytelling within 7 minutes, the same can be said with quadruple the length. Nothing feels slow, dragged out, or out of place. The Sign was literally everything I could have wanted and more. Humor, drama, familiar faces, a simple but powerful message, silly wholesome moments, and a heavy dose of emotions. The way this episode handles heavy topics such as moving and the butterfly effect, it's clear that the crew really put a lot of time and effort into making this episode right. And my God, did they get it right. I know that there may be one more episode left in the season, but this truly feels like the last hurrah for all the crew members that are departing from the show. Despite what's happening, I'm positive in saying that Bluey isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I just hope that the moral presented in this episode reflects itself upon the production team. With all the talented people that are departing from the show, I hope that Bluey stays as strong and creative as it always has been. I guess the question remains, will Bluey continue to move viewers with its creative, wholesome, and tear-jerking storytelling? Well, we'll see. But until then, what kind of surprises does Surprise have in store?
What is having children like? Oh.
Oh no.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Oh no.
You've got a whole bunch of brothers and sisters who've got your back. And your mum and I are behind you all the way. Because we're a family.
No.
Hi, Mum.
No.
Huh? Hello? That's weird. Oh no.
Excuse me for a moment. I'm just gonna cry in the shower for a bit.
Oh God! Why must Bluey do this to me?
I want to conclude by saying thank you all for watching this. The build-up to this special was well worth it, and I'm glad to have discussed my thoughts and feelings with you all. This show has changed my life in such a positive way, and I feel honored to be making content such as this for you all. So, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Also, feel free to comment down below what your thoughts on this episode are. But please be cautious of spoilers. Consider subscribing for more reviews, as well as other content, and I'll see you all in the next video.